Mariel Brown, and this is Sancoche, a delicious melee of Caribbean people, food, and craft. Oftentimes when we hear the phrase sustainable development, we think of something that is quite apart from ourselves, something that's perhaps happening at the national or governmental level. But what I have found over the last few years is that there are small things that we can do in our own lives that make them more sustainable. For example, I've been planting a little herb garden. It's only a small project, but it brings me such joy and it's so much fun. And at the end of the day, I have herbs that go into all my cooking. So today we're meeting with Akillah Jaramogi, who lives here in the hills of St. Anne's. Akillah is a jeweler who uses the seeds that she plants in her own jewelry. She has also developed the Fondes Amandes Reforestation Project, which is taking that small idea of planting a little garden and making it into a huge and impressive project that is a real icon of sustainability. So please stay with us and we'll be back with Sancoche here in St. Anne's. Akillah, tell me about the Fondes Amandes project and how you started in this kind of life of sustainability.
Started off planting trees, fruit trees, and also some vegetables around and so on. But then my jewelry business stepped in, and I realized, well, hey, I got to plant the trees around to provide my seeds and beads. So, while going out there harvesting, seeds from Savannah, Botanic Gardens, and other parts of Trinidad and Tobago, I realized, well, look, I have the space here, so I, may as well make use of my space, and that's how, it started.
But the reforestation project up here, apart from your own sort of jewelry needs, tell me a little bit about it.
Well, it's a long history. I started with myself and Takuma in the earlys, living here. And after Takuma died, this is where we focus heavy on, forming the organization, the CBO called Fondes Amandes Community Reforestation Project, involving other members of the community, targeting low-income families as well, and working with youths especially, empowering them, ensuring them, well, hey, you can contribute back to the land, and enjoy doing so.
At which point did jewelry enter the picture then?
I started my jewelry business in '91. I decided, well, I want to do something different. So I used to look at brother Umani and another guy, Jaja Onolu. At that time, he was deep into the craft, using a lot of donkey eye and other stuff. And, I really went off on that line of work. It looks similar to work in Africa and Brazil and so on. And then I met Stolmeyer when in '96.
Was that John Stolmeyer?
Yes, and he showed me his line of work that using the calabash and so on, calabash and coconut. And he also had a collection of seeds around. So, decided, I said, hey boy, that's my line, I really want to work with the seeds. So it wasn't like competing against each other. He stayed with his coconut and calabash and I went strictly into the different seeds, And from there we just start bringing in the seeds, and planting the trees and employing young people in the project to plant the trees and so on. And that's it, and no turning back. The trees, we could pick seeds today from the trees on the land.
Right. It must be a very empowering and enriching feeling to know that you're doing something like this.
Yes, it is, really, The joy of it all is, seeing the trees right in your own yard, Sometimes we go out in savannas and so on and collect seeds, and I still feel like you know, I'm in someone's space and I don't feel that comfortable. Normally when I do camps and so I take the children to the botanic gardens in Savannah to pick up little. We harvest with love. We don't break down trees and, you know, to reap. We harvest with love.
I would really like it if we could have a look at some of the stuff that you actually grow around here. So let's go over to your table now.
All right.
Wow. Akillah, what a collection of beautiful things you've got here. Can you just tell me a little bit about some of these things?
Well, this is the flamboyant.
So what can you
beautiful.
actually do with this?
Well, I just decorate boots and so on, put it inside the vase and, you know, things like that. It's so beautiful. I try not to get rid of them, you know.
They
So
are
I make use of
gorgeous.
everything.
Yeah.
Make use of everything. I hope one day maybe I could just make a fashionable earring or something. You know what I mean?
These are the seeds you get from the flamboyant. And I
Yes,
see that's what you've got on your very beautiful necklace there, right?
You see like where the collection there?
So,
That's
right, these are all dried.
Yes, yes,
So,
yes.
actually, when you take them out of the pod, what has to happen?
Well, after you take them out of the pod, you put them in the sun. You go through a process, big word, solarization process.
And
you
what does
leave
that
them
big
there.
word mean?
Again, it's all natural way of preserving your seeds and beads by the sun, using your solar energy.
All right.
Yeah, so again, instead of using chemicals and so on, for them to dry out in the sun and, you know, the sun preserve them.
Right, so the
Yes.
dry season must be a really good time
Yes,
for that.
this is a good time for harvesting, hence the reason why you see all my seeds out in the sun here,
Right.
you know, to be treated. you know.
Okay.
And then here you have the palm seed. This is small palm seed.
So actually, this is not what you use. You crack
No,
this
you
open
crack
to
open
get.
the seed and
Right.
then you get, you know,
Okay.
the seed inside.
Okay.
Right?
What about these? They look almost like pawpaw seeds. Like they have a layer of velvet on top of them.
They're magumbo seed. Or
Right.
black pearl.
Right.
Some call it the rain seed as well. You know, it's so beautiful. Yeah.
And this is what?
This is the pod.
Right.
The pod itself is beautiful. You see the seed attached there. We haven't cleaned out this set yet. We reap this on Sunday. With Sunday gone.
Right.
We reap this collection here.
So this is actually what it looks like when it comes off the tree.
Yes, from the tree. This is how it looks. And then after you clean them off, you get this here.
Right.
Right?
And will they stay furry when they're dry?
Yes, yes, yes. What we do is soak them in oils as well, so you get a nice gray, beautiful gray color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you know it lasts for a really long time.
Those are beautiful. Okay. What else we got? We've got some. These are donkey eyes.
Donkey
right?
eye, yes, and this is the donkey eye pod.
That's
The donkey
very
eye,
gorgeous.
You know, the pod here.
Isn't nature amazing? I mean, look at the design of that. I mean, just
You know, the whole pod, and you know,
Right.
this way. So then again, you can make use of everything. Clean the pod, you know, incense holder, ashtray, whatever you want. You know, and the beautiful color. Oh
Right.
boy, I love the colors. You know, and the fairy, you know, so you see different colors to play with.
right. They're very gorgeous. Yeah. And what about these guys here?
Oh, this is ironwood seed. Again, this one is not indigenous to Trinidad, but again, it's unique. Right? It was planted by Princess Margaret in 1955 at
Right.
the Botanic Gardens.
Right.
You know?
Have
So
you planted
again,
any yet?
I try to get them to germinate and grow, but oh God, it's a struggle.
Okay.
Some trees really say, I don't belong here, I don't want to be here, but I still keep trying, you
Right,
know.
yeah.
And this one here is the cassia.
Right.
And the cassia seed, when you crack it open, there's a nice flat orange color seed inside, but so far, you know, give it a chance to dry out some more before I open it, because there's a nice gluey substance inside there. It's also used as a laxative.
Right.
So if you're constipated, instead of going to you just suck on some cassia seed and it works well for you. So again-
like remedies, jewelry,
Yes,
food. I
yes,
mean,
yes,
the
yes.
collection of things.
Yes, some of them have medical, you know, properties as well, like the donkey eye. When you cut open, you get a powder. You can grind the powder and put it in your cuts and so on.
Really.
Contain antiseptic properties that could heal, you know, certain
Right.
things. You put it in water, mix it, and make a medicine.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
So
And what about? I saw you picking some of these
Oh,
just now. The
the
jumby
jumbie
beads.
bead. Oh yes,
They're
the jumbie bead
beautiful.
is so pretty. A lot of people, you know, normally don't believe that this is a natural color of the seed, the natural red and black, you know, like visitors, tourists and so on. Like people said too, it's poisonous, but not this one. It's a really small one that runs on a vine. It's a poisonous seed. So again, this is safe to use. So here in my basket, I just pick some from the pod there.
Oh, those are different
Right.
colors. Will they
Yes.
will they stay this color when they're dry?
When it's completely dry, change. You get
It
dark
gets
red.
darker,
Okay?
right,
So
right.
again, from one stage, but this nice orange color is really, really, really cool.
Right. Okay, now I've also noticed these, which I've seen on jewelry, and they're so beautiful.
The juju.
Is this what this is called? Right.
Juju seed.
And so this is like a
We have
Okay.
different stages. The green, well, you know, that's when it's green. Then it turns this color, right? Then you get it turning black,
right,
and then you get it the beautiful gray,
sort of like
right?
this.
Yes, yes, yes. So it's different stages, you know.
Right.
And again, this is a special bead to the Amerindian people and also to Mauritius as well.
Right.
You know, this and the Jambi bead.
Right.
So again, ecumenical needs as well. We facilitate, you know, via the seeds, you know. So
Fantastic.
again, the juju seed is really special. In Guyana, they call it buck bead.
Right.
You know, working with the people in Guyana, the natives down there in Kumani Creek. When I saw this along the riverside, you know, this shows the sense that this is buck bead, you know,
Right.
and again, they use it for their spiritual purpose.
They're very, very pretty.